Okay, and welcome to the last lesson for this unit on exponential decay. So the previous lesson was exponential growth. This one is exponential decay. It kind of looks the same, except the b value is different. So I'm going to talk first about how the decay rate gives us our decay factor. So in this case, the last lesson was b equals 1 plus the percentage. In this case, it is 1 minus the percent in decimal form. So, for example, let's say that we have a decrease of 25%. In this case, you would do the same thing. Change our percentage into a decimal, so 25% becomes 0.25, and then when we subtract it, it would be 0.75. So notice, like from our previous lessons, if b was greater than 1, it grew. If b was less than 1, which is what this case is less than 1, it is going to decrease. So we'll have that decrease example. Okay, so let's see it in action. It's kind of very much similar to the last example when we did growth. So 2017 Honda Civic has an MSRP, and I'm going to highlight again our numbers. This is our initial value. Which is good to note. And depreciates at a rate of 18% per year. So we have our 18, our growth rate. So we can change it to our growth, our decay factor, decay. Calculate the decay factor is the first thing. So we'll do that. 18% in decimal form becomes 0.18. So we'll do b equals 1 minus 0.18. And when you calculate that, you get 0.82. So b is 0.82 in this case. Write an exponential equation to model this example. So again, you're going to use that same formula that we had in the previous lesson, where a was our initial value, b was our growth or decay factor. In this case, it'll be decay. And we'll just put our numbers in for where we want it. So y equals a. A is our starting value, which we got up here. So 22,500. B is our, in this case, decay factor, which we just calculated to be 0.82 to the x, where in this case x is each year. Okay, use your equation to calculate how much the Honda Civic will be worth in 6 years. So if we're looking for the 6 years, we're going to set x equal to 6, and we'll just plug it into our equation. 0.82 to the exponent of 6. And then we'll calculate that. Uh, 0.82 to the 6. Times 22,500. Gives us $6,840.15. Estimate how long it takes for the car to be worth its half of its starting value. So if it started at 22.5, I'm going to try to find out what is half of that. And so if I divide that by 2, I get 11 8,250. So this is the value that we're looking for. We want to know how long it takes to do that. Now I didn't showed you with a graph last time and a table of values, but this time I'm going to show you how to like do a trial and error to check it. So what we're going to do is, if this is the end value, this is our starting value, 0.82 to the x, and what we're going to do is we're going to solve for x. Now, anytime you solve for x, the goal is to kind of get x all by itself. So let's start by, we're going to divide everything by 22,500 so I can get rid of it on this side. So notice it will cancel there. On this side, it becomes 0.5. And we're left with 0.82 to the x on this side. Now, what we're going to do is what I kind of call a guess and check. So we're going to guess and check. So all you're going to do is put values in to kind of see when it happens. From right above, we notice that 6 years gives us 6,000. So that's a little bit too far. So we'll try a different number. So this time I'm going to try 3 years and we'll see what happens. So we'll plug it in, 22,500, 0.82 to the 3, and we'll calculate it, see what we get. And I got 12,405. So that's a little bit too high. Let's try 4 years. To the 4, and we'll calculate that one. To the 4. And I get 10,172 and 74 cents. Now you'll notice that 11,250 lies between those two values. So in this case, we can do the same thing. We're going to say approximately 3 to 4 years. You may also choose to say between 3 to 4 years. Either way, or either one you decide, is good because we're just approximating in this case as well. Okay, so use this one to finish off lesson 4. And there is an assignment and a quiz to completely finish off the lesson. And don't forget to do the reflection. Okay, bye.